He was calling, David Benavidez, beg your pardon, when he was calling you out and saying he wanted to step in the ring with you. Not many guys have been trying to do that, and he did. He's been saying that he wants the fight opportunity to collide T-Mobile Arena. Did you take that as a sign of disrespect, or is it the fact that, hey, I'm undefeated, I'm a guy who brings a lot of viewers and fans to the arenas, and he wants to test his skills against me?
No, I didn't take that as disrespect at all. What I took as disrespect is the stuff he was saying, that he was being really disrespectful. But other than this, like, these are the type of fighters I want to fight. I want to fight the people that they have confidence in themselves, that they think they're going to go in there and knock me out, that they say that I fought somebody like him. At the end of the day, he's never fought nobody like me. And I'm going to prove everybody that there's levels to this. And I'm not playing when I say I'm going to break his mouth, because that's exactly what I'm going to do.
It's been a long time coming. You know, we've done a lot of international travel, a lot of international fights. So we're not new to these big stages anymore. You know, this just feels like another day in the office. We're meant to be here. You know, we've done our apprenticeship. This is just all through to the labor. You know what I mean? We've built this division on my back. You know what I mean? So it's good, I'm ready. And I'm sick of these interviews and I just want to fight. Yeah, I believe all my last opponents have. You know, I've sat down and had table faces and stuff with them, and they've all had that fire in the eye. They've all believed that this is their world champion. Just like I believe this is another stepping stone to my journey to greatness, to becoming the undisputed. But without getting the job done on the 8th, it all means nothing.
The clock is winding down fast. David Benavidez and Julian Love stared each other down for the final time before fight night, generating a charged atmosphere at the concluding press conference. Both combatants spoke with absolute certainty as sharp remarks were exchanged, offering fans a last glimpse of what to anticipate before these undefeated fighters finally resolve their differences inside the squared circle.
I've been chasing these big fights for quite a while. I want to call myself undisputed, so, you know, it is what it is.
David Benavidez characterized his clash with Jose Uzcategui as the premier matchup available in the division, explaining that it represented the test he had been seeking all along. He made it abundantly clear that dodging dangerous opposition has never been part of his mindset, and insisted he was entering this contest fully convinced he would emerge with his hand raised.
That's definitely a fight I want. Like I said, I'm not scared of nobody. This is monster.
As the discussion broadened beyond this particular bout, attention quickly shifted toward what a triumph could signify for David Benavidez's long-term trajectory. Robert Garcia explained that Benavidez still has plenty of unfinished business before entertaining a move up to heavyweight. According to Garcia, his focus should remain on defeating high-caliber opponents and proving himself against the absolute best before contemplating an even greater challenge.
A couple fights that I would love him to do, maybe at that same weight, or maybe go down to fight Bivol and Better Biv, and the other one is what, that other cruiserweight that signed with Sufa,
Jai
Opetaia.
Yeah.
I don't know if that fight could even be done now that he's with Sufa and what belt they're gonna fight for, whatever. I don't know, but those are 3 fights that I would like to see Benavidez take.
Much of the assurance surrounding Benavidez stems from what unfolds after the opening bell. Malik Scott praised his unrelenting output, explaining that Benavidez wears down opponents by constantly pressing forward while delivering punches at an exhausting tempo. Scott added that sustaining that intensity from the first round through the final stanza is what truly distinguishes him from many of boxing's top-tier fighters.
Showing what he's shown on Saturday, not only is he one of the best fighters in the world, to me, Benavidez is the most dangerous fighter in the world, and I'm including all divisions. We could talk about Shakurs, we could talk about Haney's, we could talk about all these Usyks and guys that's better than him technically, but I'm talking about as far as danger zone. When you're in the fight of your life from round 1 through round 12, David Benavidez, I've never seen nothing like him before. I've never seen hand speed like that on a consistent basis. I've never seen extension.
Zab Judah echoed a very similar sentiment. He explained that David Benavidez possesses a unique style that consistently causes problems for anyone standing opposite him. Judah highlighted Benavidez's unyielding aggression, his capacity to alter the tempo, and his willingness to adapt during a contest as attributes that become even more threatening once he finds his groove and begins dictating the action.
It's a good fight. I like it. I still say the same thing now. Never stoppage.
Same way, easier, harder fight.
It's probably gonna be done. I mean, listen, man. I predict the same thing. Because it's a new style. David Benavidez has his own style in boxing. He has his own, he's the first fighter we know with his style. And coming up with his style, he mastered it. So there is no real defense for this style yet. There is no real, you know, how does the blockage go? How does it go? Like, I never see, you know, they don't teach no shit that, you know what I mean? So until somebody can come up with, until they can learn the style completely, you're not gonna know how to defend against it. We gotta see it some more, you know what I mean? So shout out to David Benavidez coming up with his own style. That's crazy. And the switch. Crazy. My guy, he's the first guy with it. What up? I'm saying it.
You know, when
Don't
you look,
make David cut that switch.
Stephen Edwards, however, viewed Jai Opetaia as a legitimate world-class danger. He commended Opetaia's outstanding frame, athleticism, and natural gifts, saying those qualities make him one of the most challenging adversaries in boxing. Edwards also emphasized that Opetaia remains calm even when under duress, a characteristic that enables him to compete confidently against the sport's elite.
Explosive. And David gonna have to be careful. That ball will hit you with a left hand, he can knock you out. And he's a southpaw, so he'll have some built-in advantages. He's just it's not a skill thing. He's a different level athlete than what El Zurdo is. And he's young, and he's mean, and he's gonna be fighting hard. I think David might know a little bit too much for him. I think he might be a little bit too skillful for him and be a little bit too slick, but his raw athleticism and punching power is something.
Floyd Schofield Jr. also endorsed the notion of a showdown between Jai Opetaia and David Benavidez, believing it was the logical step before either man considered transitioning to heavyweight. He felt Opetaia had every opportunity to secure the victory and said the outcome would ultimately hinge on which fighter delivered the superior performance when the stakes were at their peak.
I think before he would go to heavyweight, I think that would be the fight that needs to be made. I think Jai has a good chance too of possibly winning. You know, I think it just comes down to.
Porter believes David Benavidez is now entering the prime phase of his career and possesses all the tools required to become one of boxing's dominant champions. Although Porter admitted Benavidez still needs signature victories over elite opposition, he argued that his aggressive approach and overall skill set make him a genuine threat to champions like Dimitri Bivol, Artur Beterbiev, and Jai Opetaia.
Talent who's now really entering his prime now. And he is scary for any fighter to go up against. You know, he's got to prove it. He's got to prove it against the best fighters in the world now. And they're going to be tougher outs than Gilberto Ramirez, but I'm feeling like he can beat all of them. He could beat Bivol, he could beat Beterbiev, he could beat Opetaia.
Connor Wallace, on the other hand, viewed a fight against Jai Opetaia as an enormous hurdle for David Benavidez, particularly because of the transition to a heavier weight class. Wallace acknowledged Benavidez's speed and competitive fire, but believed Opetaia's natural size and knockout power could eventually become the decisive elements, with every clean connection making the battle progressively more difficult.
Like, that Cinco de Mayo is going to be a massive thing for Mexico and stuff, you know what I mean? But I feel like Benavidez beats Ramirez, but it's a massive, massive step up for Benavidez to fight Jai, you know what I mean? Obviously, I feel like it would give Jai a harder fight than Ramirez would, but man, it's a huge jump. You know, it used to be a super middleweight, the light heavyweight, up to cruiserweight. It's not like you're jumping from like super welter to middleweight, you know what I mean? It's a huge 15 kilos, 16 kilos. It's massive. You know, and he's not the leanest or strongest. Yes, he's very fast. Benavidez is very fast, but I feel like
Ellis offered a different perspective, explaining that Benavidez would encounter an entirely new kind of test against an opponent capable of matching both his dimensions and physical strength. Ellis stated that such a contest would force Benavidez to lean much more heavily on his technical proficiency, timing, and ring awareness instead of simply overwhelming foes with non-stop pressure, making adaptability one of the biggest keys to success.
That's first of all, y'all the same size. So now it's like, I don't think you can stand there. Yeah, I don't think that pushing the rep. You see me on the road, you know, I'm a little fucker. I'm spinning. He just, but you know, when it's the same size, you know, Benavidez gonna have to show his good boxing skills. Because I don't think you just walk him down.
You think the same thing is gonna be with him and Zurdo?
I think he's gonna press him in the punches and bunches. That's what I like. I'm trying to steal some of this shit. Punches and bunches, they add up, bro.
You gotta have great conditioning, man. Because he fought 5 inches.
Hell yeah, y'all got one more question for Benavidez, man.
Yeah.
Fuck Benavidez. This whole interview is about him. It's about him. I'm afraid with y'all. Hey, what do you think about
Tim Bradley sided with David Benavidez, forecasting that he would defeat Jai Opetaia through persistent pressure and a grueling work rate. Bradley believed that if Benavidez successfully closed the distance and turned the fight into an inside battle, his relentless punch volume and ability to sap opponents' energy would become the determining factor as the championship rounds approached.
I'm going to double down. He going to beat Opetaia. I double down on that one. He going to beat Opetaia. See, Opetaia got good feet. Yeah, he can box, but he can be drugged into a fight. And if you know anything about David Benavidez, just like he did with Ramirez ass, he's the one of those guys that's going to test your heart. He going to test what you have in here. And once he go to Jai's ass and he tests what he has in here, Jai going to lose his shit. Jai ain't going to be boxing and moving around. Jai going to be looking to fight. Jai going to get tired too. Yeah, because Jai, if you look at the history of Jai Opetaia, he get tired. Yes, he...
Bradley believed those strengths would ultimately carry Benavidez to victory. Meanwhile, Ade Oladipo praised Jai Opetaia's complete arsenal, highlighting his slick footwork, southpaw stance, and explosive mobility as major assets. Although Oladipo acknowledged that Benavidez may possess faster hands, he believed Opetaia's movement and ring command would prevent either man from fully taking control of the contest.
As well, he's a killer. And unlike Zerdo, Opetaia has fast hands and fast feet. The Opetaia's hand speed, it's not as fast as Benavidez, but it's respectable. His feet are better than Benavidez's. He's a southpaw. So don't start to, Benavidez runs through Opetaia. No. I'm not doing that. Not doing that. Does not run through him at all. That's a fucking fight. And as for my guy...
Jai Opetaia's father spoke respectfully about David Benavidez's capabilities, but remained convinced that Jai would provide the sternest test of Benavidez's entire career. In his estimation, this matchup would determine whether Benavidez genuinely belongs among boxing's upper echelon by measuring him against an opponent capable of matching both his reputation and skill.
Well, but you can't really sort of judge on who he's had in the past, and they haven't been too much. Jai's a completely different beast. What he can do to them is completely different from what he can do to Jai, so we'll see what happens.
David Benavidez also singled out a potential showdown with Dimitri Bivol as one of the biggest fights available in boxing today, making it clear that he would eagerly accept the opportunity to face the accomplished champion. The possible matchup continues generating excitement because it would pit Benavidez's relentless offensive style against Bivol's polished technical mastery.
He's the only fight I really want, like that I truly want, because he has all the belts. You know what I mean? After I beat Bivol, I'm going to have... Right now, I have 8 titles. 3 of them are interim, 3 of them world championships at super middleweight, light heavyweight. Now I got 2 of them at cruiserweight. I really want those belts. I want those accolades. So that's the...
Dimitri Bivol praised David Benavidez for always pursuing the most difficult challenges available, stating that elite fighters should consistently chase championship opportunities rather than avoiding dangerous opposition. Bivol explained that this mindset creates meaningful contests and keeps the sport thrilling, adding, "I want his belt, I want to defend my belt, and I want to stay active." He also acknowledged Benavidez's confidence and skill, describing him as a fighter determined to test himself against the highest level of competition. Bivol added that Benavidez's willingness to pursue major opponents reflects his desire to prove he belongs among boxing's very best. Benavidez also emphasized that he is prepared to chase the biggest opportunities wherever they arise, explaining that he has no issue competing at either light heavyweight or cruiserweight if the right fight becomes available. According to him, facing the strongest opponents matters far more than remaining tethered to one specific weight class.
He's a really great fighter, and what he's saying that he wants to fight me and better be, it means that he's a great fighter, he's confident, and he wanna achieve more and more.
Sergio Mora contributed another intriguing perspective by reminding everyone that David Benavidez and Dimitri Bivol are already familiar with one another through previous sparring sessions, meaning neither fighter would have many surprises if they eventually met inside the ropes. Mora also suggested that defeating Bivol could elevate Benavidez to genuine superstar status and gave him a slight advantage, believing his relentless pressure, lightning-quick hands, and punching power could overcome Bivol's exceptional movement and technical precision.